So I suppose first we should address this.
Yeah.
We frosted the window.
Best thing ever. World's biggest whiteboard. We've had a day of serious whiteboarding. The other side, the non-frosted side is glass. It's awesome. You should always frost everything you can, I think it's now.
Yeah, we were fools to wait this long. Onto the topic though.
But there's nothing wrong, nothing's going unusual in the background, it's not steaming up, it's not flooded, it just looks different.
Just frosting, that's all it is. Let's talk agility. Movement of feet, MOF, versus change of direction, COD.
So there's a video at the moment that just went, I saw it I think first yesterday on Facebook, and it's of a guy doing all the movement of feet stuff. Particularly my favourite one is doing it on the beach.
So it kicks up everywhere.
And it looks like it looks like a cartoon effect of puffs of smoke. That's how I see it. And there's two camps. There's people who are like, oh, this is awesome, and they're really excited about it. And then there's people who are saying, this is the dumbest thing ever, I hate you all, and posting little pictures of a ladder with lol agility. Did you see that comment?
I didn't see
that. The movement of feet stuff, it often makes me angry.
Yeah, me too.
Because Michael Flatley, the Lord of the Dance Irish guy, would be really good at that, but he wouldn't necessarily be good at sports.
Yeah.
But I think your point about it, talk about your perspective on it, because I think yours is actually calmer and more reasonable than mine.
Yeah, so
yours is right, I think.
It does get me angry. I don't like that movement of feet stuff. I think it's a lot of hype and a lot of buzz. It's like, oh, look at us doing agility trains.
Everything. Nick Grantham, sorry, I just got off. Sorry.
Okay,
Nick Grantham, who's coming to Australia for the ASCA conference, great guy, great strength coach, and his comment was, this is everything that is wrong with internet-based speed and agility training. Like that was his. Yeah.
Agility is a rapid whole body change of direction. That's how it's defined. That movement of feet stuff, if you look at the center of mass and at the torso, it doesn't actually move. The feet or the limbs just move around it while it slowly follows the ladder. So MOF or movement of feet drills, they're only a fraction of the puzzle. You know, they're only 20% of your agility pie, if you will. So getting a foot in a good position is important. Being able to move it and pick it up reactively and quickly is good. But if you're not moving your center of mass and creating force through your legs, you're kind of wasting your time. So movement of feet helps, it's good, but don't stop there. You've got to take your agility to the next level.
And I think your comment there, you're kind of wasting your time, is the problem. It exposes the problem with everyone, particularly with internet stuff, that there's no room for nuance. It's black and white, should do it, shouldn't do it. And it's actually not, it's like, well, no, you should do it a little bit, but that doesn't make for a good headline. Do this a little bit, it's quite valid. And so people are just, no, you should never do it, you should always do it. And clearly it's an ingredient in the recipe.
Yeah.
It's certainly not, it's not the staple part of it. It's a nice to have a little bit of it, but not heaps.
I think people with movement of feet drills and quickness drills, they like getting very fancy and doing a shuffle step and a slide step and adding a ball for a bit of sport specificity and stuff like that.
Well, in that one in particular, he does a whole series where he's just taking one foot behind the other, just going forwards. And it's just no situation. I don't want to groove the pattern of tying myself up in a knot. That's like all this stuff. I'll pay all that, but learning to tie yourself up in a knot, I don't want that to be a familiar pattern. I want my athletes to feel uncomfortable getting themselves into an inappropriate biomechanically compromised position.
Yeah, I want good positions to create force from on the midfoot, explosive low, hips in a good position, loaded and pre-spray.
And discomfort in weird positions.
Yeah, and the thing with those dances, the thing that really grinds my gears is those dances you spend weeks teaching it, finally get it good enough to video, and you go on the field, you don't actually dance on the field. There was my favourite one, so that sand one came up. There was a video recently, some guys did a meme video about the NFL, and they said what NFL would look like if they just trained with the ladders. Hilarious. Like the guys, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, they move explosively and they cover distance quickly. It's all that acceleration, moving your body forwards, backwards, backpedaling. And then when you want the ball, you cut, you change direction, you pivot. You don't around your opponent. you give them a big dummy fake, a cut, and you go the other direction. Yeah.
I think and what it is because things that look fast and kind of sexy and exciting.
And with sand blowing up behind them.
And just, they're the things that tend to get a lot of play. So running with beautiful technique, running with technique with a parachute behind you, whoa, look at that guy with the parachute.
Or a sled, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's just, I think there's that bias away from good fundamentals and that bias towards things that just look exciting. And so, sometimes we'll put up a video and we'll be really proud of it because it's like really good content to make someone a better athlete, but it's pretty lacking in bells and whistles, so it won't go as far. And then you do something else which maybe just catches fancy. And I think those movement and foot drills do that because they seem so fast.
Yeah.
Whereas like really good agility, often when you're training, it doesn't look that good.
No, because it's the lack of movement that's so slick. It's like, oh, I saw it.
It's the lack of an energy leak.
Yeah.
It's staying fluid. It's
efficiency, quick movements, and powerful, and
Yeah.
getting out of your corners quickly.
Yeah, and it just looks effortless and not particularly exciting. Yeah, so I feel like we need like a take home.
Movement of feet versus change of direction. Do both. They're both important, but don't stop at the ladder drills and the movement of feet stuff. Don't get too fancy with it either. I think people tend to just go, I want this drill and then a step behind and then a shuffle step and then just pick 2 or 3. Our favourite's agility hops. Clockwise, counterclockwise, double diagonal, simple drill. It's not very hard.
Have we posted agility hops? We did a while ago.
I'm not sure.
Well, let's repost something.
I'll repost it. But quick feet, reactive, being bouncy, those steps set you up. They're the preparation steps. They set you up for good positions to create your power from your agility drills. Like the cutting stuff we did with Trez, we posted that video a little while ago, 45 degree, 90 degree cuts. Complete change of direction, which is less common in sport, but it's still a good skill to have. That ability to decelerate and then re-accelerate out of that, or recelerate. And then things like 1-2 stick.
Yeah.
Frontal plane. Going lateral is really, really important.
Yeah. And the main thing I think, if you're talking about the pie before, about how much in terms, if you've got a movement skill component of your overall training,
Which everyone should.
I think a fair component of the movement skill pie should be on 45 degree cuts. They're so many times your sort of money making cut. They're the cut that creates space for you to operate.
That hit the corner, create some separation.
Yeah.